Former Deputy President David Mabuza is being remembered as a tactful politician, even though he lived much of his latter years, some say, in the shadows. Political leaders and citizens alike are reflecting on his legacy and the contributions he's made to South African politics. Let's continue taking stock of this. Bring in now political analyst Khanya Vilakazi, who joins us via our video link. Khanya, great to have you on the SABC. Thanks very much indeed for making time. This is an individual who's also being described as being pretty enigmatic, right? He's mysterious, a bit of a elusive figure. Help us take stock of, I suppose, the kind of mark he leaves nonetheless in South African politics, because no matter where you are on the spectrum, the role that David Mabuza played has in some way shaped how the past couple of years have unfolded.
Good morning, Ayanda. I think that's exactly how one would describe the former deputy president. He is the man, the phenom, the myth, and the cat. He was quite instrumental both in solidifying Mpumalanga as a power bloc, a voting power bloc within the ANC, but he was above and beyond that what we will term a Machiavellian prince, a true politician that only moved when he needed to and only acted with the quickest and swiftest moves possible.
Yeah, and that title of him being called the cat was because it was seen that he always landed on his feet. Even after that surprise move in the 2017 ANC elective conference, right? I mean, we speak of the Premier League. That was the trio of Ace Magashule, Supra Maumapelo, and David Mabuza, who we told went into that conference with a plan, but things obviously didn't pan out that way. My question, though, is I wonder how much of that mystery you reckon he takes with him now to the grave, especially when you consider that so many questions around that moment remain largely unanswered.
I think the 2017 move was ultimately his last political super move, because beyond that elective conference, he had hit his political ceiling, but fortunately he was amongst the three members of the Premier League the most successful one to climb the upper echelons of government in South Africa.
Speak to us though about, I suppose, the, let's call it, less flowery aspects of his legacy. I mean, this was an individual who'd also been in the news at times for all the wrong reasons, and I suppose that's why in some aspects people say he had 9 lives. I mean, this individual is an individual who's had all manner of allegations follow him, none of it really sticking, but always kind of lingering nonetheless throughout the years.
Well, like I said, the cat will always be in the shadows, and at times no one would actually see him move. So he was marred with a lot of controversies within the province. However, if nothing sticks and nothing actually makes it to court or a verdict is passed, he remains innocent until proven guilty. And to recall back when he was actually sworn in at the State House, he didn't get sworn in with the rest of the MPs because he wanted the ANC's disciplinary committee to exculpate him with any rumors that lingered. That was the most powerful thing that he could have done, because it showed that he wasn't willing to join the upper echelons of government if his own political party would have looked at him within the realms of the rumors that swirled around.
Right. You know, I've seen so much obviously being said in the last 24 hours, in fact, a bit less than that. And part of the kind of phrases that have stuck with me is that he is also a man of contradictions, an individual who, you know, nobody dared challenge in places like Mpumalanga, but then went on to be a pretty silent deputy president. From where you're sitting, what do you reckon changed?
Like I said, the 2017 move was the last political move that he made of significance, because coming down from that, the next elective conference of the ANC, his own province did not support his candidacy. And you'd see by that the power that he had wielded before 2017 had pretty much dissipated. His political allies within the ANC on to other political parties, the likes of Skemekeme in Khersibande, the likes of Ngrai in Nkomazi. These were people that he had in beck and call. In the province. However, when he left the province, he left a very big power vacuum that other people filled in. Hence why the current ANC PEC could not support his candidacy in the ANC elective conference.
There are some people who are suggesting that Mpumalanga has never really been the same since David Mabuza left those particular leadership positions. Do you agree?
I totally do, but I think it is in a trajectory of rebuilding itself, and the process of rebuilding itself, it's not going to be one of smoothness. It is going to be one filled with a lot of breaking, but you can only mend a broken organization through such a process. Because you can remember that in the last general elections, they almost lost the province. And that requires the ANC to rebuild itself from the ground up. And that is something that the current ANC PEC is attempting to do.
All right, Khanya Vilakazi, we appreciate your take. Thanks very much indeed for speaking to us. Khanya Vilakazi is a political analyst helping us take stock of David Mabuza's political life in the wake of his passing.